Hello there, my name is Thiago and this is Inglês Everywhere, the podcast that helps you improve your English. I want to invite you to join me every week to take you to the next level, listening to all kinds of content, stories, interviews, chats, and a lot more. Welcome to Inglês Everywhere. Olá, ouvintes do Inglês Everywhere. No episódio de hoje eu converso com Juliana Magalhães, ou Julie, que eu já conheço já há bastante tempo, desde que eu moro em Conquista praticamente. Hoje ela mora na Austrália. A gente fez essa gravação, para mim aqui no Brasil eram 7 horas da manhã, para ela 8 horas da noite. Ela já estava no futuro, por assim dizer. E eu quero agradecer muito a Julie pela paciência, porque no primeiro fim de semana que a gente tentou fazer a gravação, houve um problema técnico, acabei não conseguindo ter acesso ao arquivo do áudio dela, então a gente refez na semana seguinte. Acabou gerando um resultado mais interessante, então valeu a pena, apesar dos problemas que a gente teve. Eu acho que um dos principais relatos que ela deixa na entrevista é a importância de a gente dar valor ao curso enquanto a gente está aqui no Brasil estudando e tudo mais. Ela fez a primeira parte do curso, ela fez na adolescência, ela chegou a terminar o curso, mas como ela mesma disse, ela não levou tão a sério e por isso acabou tendo algumas dificuldades, né? 5 anos atrás, mais ou menos, se não me engano, ela voltou à escola, ela foi minha aluna durante esse período, já com uma outra visão, com maior maturidade, né, com algumas dificuldades, mas que é natural de todo aluno, faz parte do processo de aprendizagem. Há mais ou menos 2 anos e meio, praticamente, atrás, ela foi para a Austrália para poder vivenciar esse desafio novo. Um deles era justamente a questão da barreira do idioma. Então, acho que vai ser interessante a gente ver um pouquinho dessa experiência dela, dos bloqueios, das barreiras que ela enfrentou e vem enfrentando ainda hoje. E eu acho que vai ser bem interessante você ouvir um pouco do relato da experiência dela. De repente você pode se identificar um pouco também com a situação dela. E a gente também vai ter a oportunidade de aprender um pouquinho sobre as questões culturais, né? Ela está morando lá já há algum tempo e vai passar para a gente um pouco da experiência enquanto estudante, enquanto imigrante e também um pouco dessa parte da cultura local que ela acaba vivenciando no dia a dia, ok? Então vamos lá, a entrevista com Julie. Today I'm thrilled to talk to Juliana, a friend of mine who is living on the other side of the planet in Australia. I've known her since she was a teenager, and now a 13-hour time difference separates us. Julie, welcome, and could you please give us a brief introduction of who you are and where exactly you were living in Australia?
Hi, Thiago. It's a pleasure to talk with you and be here to talk about my life and what I'm being experienced here in Australia. So, yes, my name is Juliana, as Thiago just said. I am from Vitória da Conquista, and I've been here in Australia since April 2018, so 2 years and 4 months. And I'm living in Brisbane. Brisbane is the capital of Queensland, and Queensland is known as the state as people used to spend their holidays, like including specifically the summer holidays, because it's the state of the sun. Like Bahia for us in Brazil.
But what's the weather like now there?
Now, don't ask me this dangerous question, Thiago. Yes, it's about 15 degrees. Yes, and now it's 8 p.m. And I think it's almost the same in Vitória da Conquista now, isn't it?
Yeah. Right now it's about 13 degrees. It's about the same. It's
yeah.
winter time, so it's not that hot, right?
Yeah. It's winter time here as well.
Okay. So is there any reason why you wanted to leave Brazil in the first place?
I want to experience a different culture. Like, I want to have this culture experiment.
Okay.
So, because I never been living in another country before, I decided I was checking my life and should I stay here and try to change my professional life, or just take a break from here? Not break from here, but try to restart my life in another country.
Mhm.
So for the first place, I thought, for the first moment, I took the visa to spend here 8 months. But in my head, I was already with the plan to extend my visa. And my family didn't know about that. For them, it was just 8 months.
Mhm.
But like, it was a shock for them, my idea to live in another country, specifically because I never had been living, I never lived in another city without my family,
Uh-huh.
actually. So it was a kind of shock for everyone, including my friends. I've been here since then.
Okay. And did you have other alternatives before you actually picked Australia?
Yes, when I was searching about this travel, like this plan to move from
Mhm.
Conquista, né, move from Brazil, I was searching about the weather, about the opportunities in the visas, like which country allow me to go there and spend time. So I took some considerations like weather, like I said before, weather,
Mhm.
student situation, my English. So
Mhm.
even I was a student, an English student before, like I did few years. I don't wanna
Mhm.
count how many years I did, but I took few years in Glasgow school, like having English class with you,
Mhm.
including you and
Yeah.
Priscilla, Chris, and few other teachers. Daisy, amazing. She's amazing. So
Jeez.
yeah, so I decided to check my English, the level of my English, and I saw that it wasn't that good. So I was needing to have some English lesson in the country where I was going to. So in Canada, we have few good options to go, but I wasn't feeling ready to go there, specifically because of my English and also because of their opportunities. So yes, like if I think you already talk about Canada with some people, so they
Uh-huh.
will explain better than me. Anyway, so I had Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and yeah, these three were the most they were highlighting for me. Like I,
Uh-huh.
I really want to go to them. But
Okay.
Australia has invited me more, like because of the weather and the visas conditions.
And do you think it was the best choice you could possibly have
Yes,
made?
I think so. I love Australia. I love Brisbane. I love being here. Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And so, what about the preparation? Like before you left Brazil, how long did it take you
hmm
until you had everything ready with the papers and everything you needed?
Okay, so I start to prepare myself and the documentation and everything in November, and I got here in April. So it was kind of 6 months,
Yep.
and yeah, and the process to decide, it's funny because the process to decide which country I was going to took like a month, like the country and the city.
It was quite fast.
Yeah, for me it was long. It was a long time, but it was good. And the funny thing is, why you asked me about why Australia, but the funny thing is why Brisbane as well, because
Uh-huh.
Sydney is the most famous city, and Gold
Yep.
Coast is one of the favorite cities for people who like the weather, like our weather in Vista da Conquista. But when I was searching about Brisbane, like I feel I felt the connection between us. So okay, Brisbane, it's you. It's like it's not a big city, as São Paulo as Rio, and it's not a small city. So it's a big city, and we have lots of opportunities here, but not as much as in Sydney or in Melbourne. Yeah, but I like here. It's a familiar city, like a family city. Sorry.
All right. Julie, what about the cost of living there? Would you say it's a very expensive place to live, the food, housing?
Yeah, if you are changing the money from Brazil, if you are taking the real to changing to Australian dollars, it's very expensive. It's quite expensive. So the first step, it is expensive. Like the preparation for get here is expensive. So, but once you are living here, once you are working here, it's not that expensive, and
Okay.
you don't have to work that hard to have a okay condition, like
All right.
okay lifestyle. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And what sort of visa do you have?
I have a student visa. Oh, about the costs, this is an important thing. It's a combined answer from my visa and the cost of life. The cost of life, it's okay once you don't have to renew your visa.
Okay.
Because if you have to renew visa, as most of students do, we have to work hard to pay the papers, the documentation to renew a visa. So my visa is student visa. I have to pay my school. The school here is very expensive. I mean, school and kind of studies like university or diploma or certificates. Any kind of studies here is they are very expensive. Like English school, it's quite a lot of money.
Okay. And well, let's still talk about the process, the preparation. Was it expensive to get the visa from here, from Brazil, and get ready to go?
For like it is expensive for anyone, like it's a lot of money. But in my conditions, I was saving money already, and my family could help me. So yes, I because that I could spend just 6 months getting ready to come. Most people who are planning to come here, they spend like 2 years saving money, 2 years saving money to come here.
Julie, we have a lot of different accents across the globe. We have American English, British English, and Australian English, which is kind of peculiar. It's different from all the other ones.
Yeah.
So, what was it like for you to get used to it? How was it at the beginning, and what is it like now for you?
There are a few things related to the beginning when you get here. When we get just here, we used to don't have that much contact with Australians. Specifically, who is coming to study English as the first start, as the first step, because in English, so when you are studying English, you have classmates from all the world, like Spanish, Colombians, and Koreans, Japanese, and what else? Whatever, like lots of places in the world. And
International classmates, right?
yes, it is an international class because it's like who doesn't speak English goes to this class. So you have different accent from these people who are learning as you. So you have to make your ear very. Your listening has to get good quickly because you need to understand your friends, like your new friends, also the people around you wherever you go. So the teachers used to be Australians, but in the place that I was studying in my college, they have Scotland teachers. They have including Brazilian people who has been here for a while, and they have a good English. They are teaching here as well. So our teachers help us a lot with the accent, also,
Okay.
obviously, but in the routine, daily life, it was a big shock for us, for me, to understand some people, but
Mm-hmm.
it's easy when you get used to them, and
Mm-hmm.
it's easier than the Scotland, the Irish people, and a few different accents. For me, it's worse than Australian. So yeah, and now I'm living with Australian girl, and her accent for me it's easier than most of them, the other ones. And yeah, but if like I think it's the same in Brazil. When you go to the town, to the small town or to the country, like to
Mm-hmm.
the farm,
Yep.
you have the different accent as well. And here
Mm-hmm.
you can see the difference clearly. Like it's Jesus, what they're talking about. But if you can ask them, can you repeat, please? Sorry, I couldn't understand you what you say. Can you repeat? And they are so friendly to repeat to you and also to understand what you are saying as well, because our accent for them is different as well. So it's two ways.
Okay, and Julie, what were the main obstacles that you faced when you got there? Maybe the language was one of them,
Uh,
as you previously mentioned, because your English level was not as good as you maybe expected to be.
mhm.
But what were the other obstacles that you faced?
I faced a big obstacle, not just the English, not just the language, as you said, but when I got here, I didn't get my luggage. So I came
Mm,
here with big bags with 32 kilos each one, and the
mhm.
company lost one of them,
My gosh.
and they couldn't find it. And it's funny how just a material things can
Mhm,
destabilize you. And
mhm,
unfortunately, I could feel how it was a challenge for me. I
mhm,
I had few clothes over there in that bag. I had few special gifts in that bag, things that was made by my friends, made by my mom. So
uh-huh,
it was a sensitive thing for me, like emotional
mhm.
uh,
Yep.
block. Like this blocked me with few things. 3 days before I got to the plane, my granddad passed away.
Mhm, mhm,
So it was like a all big change with all lots of feelings going there. So this I was like rebuilding my thoughts and my emotions when I got here.
mhm,
So it was a mix of English and feelings like uh missing family and missing, it's a new life, it's a new place, it's a new language, you don't know anyone, and it's weird for me. Like I used to know everyone in Conquista. Like
mhm.
I used to be a good communicated person, and here I was just blocked.
Yeah.
So
Well, I've known you for a while, and I know you are quite sociable.
yeah,
You had lots of friends here. It's just easy for you to make new friends, to start a conversation. So maybe that's something that didn't happen there due to
yes,
these obstacles that you were facing, right?
like of, yes. If you see my life, if you have a look at my life back in Vitória da Conquista, back in Brazil, it's completely different. Because
Uh-huh.
yes, as you said, I was socializing always, and all, yeah, here for me with the barrier of the language, and here I still sociable, but not that talkative as I
Mm-hmm.
used to be there, like in
Yeah.
Brazil. Like sometimes I'm trying to be, but
Mm-hmm.
I got confused or I got embarrassed, and
Mm-hmm.
I blocked myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the language barrier that's still there, right?
Yeah, and I have another silly thought as well that is about judgment. So
Okay.
I can compare when I am with Brazilians and
Mhm.
people who have to speak English. I have more difficulty to
Mhm.
speak English when I am with Brazilians.
Mhm.
And when I'm not with Brazilians, I feel more comfortable. Even I love my Brazilian friends,
Mhm.
but I don't know why. I just got embarrassed.
That's interesting. Your affective filter is higher when you notice that there may be people judging you, yeah, especially Brazilian people.
Yeah,
That's
unfortunately.
interesting. Okay. So, in terms of Australian people, do you ever feel any kind of prejudice because you are a foreigner?
They are usually friendly and they are always helping you not just to speak, but keep going with your talk. Like they don't stop you to correct
Mm-hmm.
you and change your sentence and change what you're saying. They just leave you talking as you are talking and try to keep the conversation. Yeah,
Good,
it's good.
good, good.
Yeah.
It means they are understanding and they respect that that you are a foreigner and it's a
Yes,
learning process.
yes. And for them, it's interesting because they thought that we are brave to be here,
Uh-huh.
and they recognize the fact that we are far from our family and we
Mm-hmm.
are in a different culture, in a different place. So they usually don't judge you about our English.
That's
Sometimes
important.
some people, yeah, when they are stressful and when they are like not around you, like yeah, just a new person in your life, they, oh, what are you saying? But usually they are friendly and but about English is like okay. Sometimes now about Brazil, I have been listening few jokes, like few comments, bad
Mm-hmm.
and funny comments about Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
but not making me, oh, you are a dangerous person. No,
Uh-huh.
just mocking around about Brazil and saying that Brazil is dangerous, but seems like I'm not. They know that I am Brazilian, but they don't take me as a dangerous person.
Uh-huh.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they say, "Oh, Brazil is dangerous," but they don't judge you as a dangerous person. They just say,
Mm-hmm.
uh, "How is how could you live in Brazil? That's so dangerous there." Like sometimes they ask me some things like some questions like this.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, in but it's impossible to explain to them how it's dangerous in Brazil anyway.
And now maybe you are questioning yourself, how could I ever have spent all my life in such a dangerous place?
Yes. And here is so quiet place and so safety. And sometimes my friends, like my flatmate, she locked the door in the car and I look at her, what are you doing? You don't know what's dangerous. Like we are in the traffic here in Brisbane. It's so safe. Why are you locking the door? That's no reason. So yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, what about now? What are the challenges that you are facing now?
Well, the challenge that I'm facing now is one point I don't know when I'm going to Brazil, and this is making me a kind of emotional, kind of
Uh-huh.
sensitive as well,
Mm-hmm.
because I know how bad is in Brazil, and I know so I mean now because of COVID and because of
Uh-huh.
the situation in Brazil. Uh, like I don't know when I'm going there, and I don't know what I'm doing. Like at the same sometimes I'm feeling should I go back when my visa
Mm-hmm.
finish or should I stay here longer? I don't know. Like with all these things that it's going Brazil, in all the world actually. I don't know if I want to be closer to my friends and my family, or just trying to keep my life here and keep going here. Yeah, and like English is still a barrier for me. Sorry. It's been 2 years, but it's not, as you can hear, it's not perfect yet. It's not going to be perfect, I think, but it's going to be better. I hope. I hope so. But sometimes you don't know few words, and sometimes, like we were discussing before about the accent, we have different accent, and sometimes we got I got frustrated with my accent as well, because even I know that I'm saying exactly the proper sentence, they are not understanding me because of my accent. Yeah, I'm trying to watch more Australian things
Uh-huh.
and just English things. I'm living with Australian, and I have lots of Australians in my daily life, but sometimes I cannot put in my mind, like I cannot open my head and put in my brain their accent and their English. It, I don't
Mhm.
mean just Australian English, but English in general.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about your routine at school. So, how many hours of classes a day do you have?
Hmm.
Is it like every day? How does it work?
Yeah, sorry, it's a good question, and I should talk about this before when you ask me about my visa. So, when we are in student visa, we are allowed to work 20 hours per week,
Uh-huh.
and with 20 hours, we can like have a life, but strict with some restrictions. I mean
Mm-hmm.
about money,
Mm-hmm.
uh, finances. But yeah, ai, peraí, eu fiquei confusa. Yeah, so we can work 20 hours per, actually it's 40 hours for
Mm-hmm.
0 hours per fortnight. So 40 hours in 2 weeks. You are
Mm-hmm.
allowed to work that. But it's the most common illegal thing that everyone do here. Like they used to work more than this because our bills are so expensive, because we are foreign, for we are international
Foreigners.
people, foreigners. We are
Inter-
foreigners.
uh-huh.
We are foreigners. So yes, our bill, unfortunately, they are like big, and we have to manage the time at school, because well, like in with a student visa, you have to go to your class, you have to be there, and you have to do the assignments, you have to do everything that they ask you to do. So like if you are a student, because you are in student visa, so you should be studying. So doesn't that
Mm-hmm.
mean that you have to go to, like in my case, I have class 2 days per week, and it's a full day class, and the other days I usually work in the other days. And yeah, it's basically that, but it's my course. Course or curse?
Course.
It's my
Course.
course. De
In the
novo.
in the in the Australian accent, it's probably something like course because of the
Yeah.
R's not so strong.
In my course, this is the reality in my course.
Mhm.
So we have different options here. So it depends which course you are doing.
Julie, what about now during the pandemic? So, what was it like at the beginning? How is the current situation now? We are now close to the end of July. So, what's it like?
It's not good to see how bad is Brazil going, but
Mhm.
it's good to see how Australia is doing. So here we are not having many cases like in the all my state. My state is actually as big as Bahia,
Mm-hmm.
as well, like another similarity. And we have just 3 cases active.
Wow.
So in all states, okay?
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
yeah, the country is going pretty well. We are having some difficulties in 2 states, including Melbourne. Which one? Which one? Melbourne is the capital. So
Mm-hmm.
they are struggling again. They are having the second wave of the
Mm-hmm.
virus. But here in Australia, we are going pretty well. They closed the schools not for so long. They closed the
Mm-hmm.
schools just for, if I'm not wrong, for just 8 weeks, around that. And including they have also a holidays in the middle of these 8 weeks, so it's not that big things for them. And in the beginning, we were so scared. They took off lots of actions in the beginning, and we could do the test as soon as you can, as soon as you had any symptoms. So just this is from the beginning, so they could control everything with the tests that you're doing. So including me, for example, I did twice. I did the test twice just because
Mm-hmm.
I'm working with children. So I'm kind of a dangerous person. Like, I yeah, I can spread the virus easily because of my work. And so because I like once I had just a sore throat. Oh, I had just a sore throat. I didn't have fever. I didn't have any other symptoms, but I could do the
Mm-hmm.
test for free. And at the same moment that I got to the hospital, so they had a special clinic close to the hospital just
Mm-hmm.
for the test. So it's pretty good and pretty professional, and it's pretty easy to just do the test and check if you have or not the virus. And also the results is in less than 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going pretty good. They are doing pretty good. And yeah.
That's good. Yeah,
And
so
we are having
things.
like, sorry, so, see, things are
No.
going normal now. Basically normal now. Not
Uh-huh.
100% normal, but
Mm-hmm.
we are having less people in different places. We are having more procedures to get
Uh-huh.
into the place as in Brazil. I
Mm-hmm.
can see from the news and people talking me, telling me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like hand sanitizer everywhere. Everyone has their own in their bags, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, some restrictions in place with more than 100 people. Yeah,
So, Julie, you work with kids, right? Is it
yes, I
like
do.
school? What exactly do you do?
Because of COVID, I lost my job in a
Mm-hmm.
childcare center. I was working in a regular childcare center, but because I'm student and I wasn't allowed to get into the program that from the government, they did a program to try to help childcares um, in like home cares or childcare centers. And with this program, few people, including the students, we got um, different situations. Like some people got fired as me because we are not allowed to be paid from the government because we are a student.
Mm-hmm.
So people who have different visas could stay and be paid. And in my case, I could stay if I want, but I was going to be
Mm-hmm.
paid. I wasn't going to be paid. So my childcare said, "We cannot pay you, so see you later." Thank you. And then, so I had to find another job. Now I'm working as home care educator. So because my studies, I'm doing early childhood education and care. This diploma allowed me to work in a childcare centers and also as a home care educator. And so I'm working as a home care educator. I'm looking after a girl. She's 8 years. It's not in early childhood, but it's included in the program, so it's fine. And also, I'm doing my work placement. It's part of my studies in a childcare center now, in a different one. So I have contact in a center and with just a little one child. Does that answer your
Okay.
question?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay.
Julie, I have another question. You kind of answered, but I'm still going to ask you. Because you said
Mm,
you are kind of hesitant about moving back to Brazil, but maybe it's something sensitive due to what's happening around the world now.
yeah,
But does it feel like home for you to live there in Australia?
completely. Completely, yes. Yeah. Here is now my home. Even my family, like my blood family and my friends are in Brazil.
Uh-huh.
I not just made some friends here, lovely friends here, and a good connection with people here, but
Mhm.
it's so easy to love this place. Yeah, I'm feeling home here. I'm the lifestyle here, it's completely different from our life in Brazil.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's so easy to why should I go back and just leave everything here. So yeah, I don't know actually. I don't know. It's a question that I've been answering for friends now, including because of
Uh-huh.
COVID.
Uh-huh.
Uh, like we are feeling like more. Want to stay more. We want to stay closer to people who
Mhm.
are important for us. I think you understand what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
But in the same, not the another hand, in the same hand, why? Why should I go back?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. The life is going, and I have my visa until March. So let's see.
You still have plenty of time to ponder.
Honestly, it's not that plenty of time. Can you see? We are already in July. So
Yeah.
the time is flying, and I don't know actually. Yeah, I have just few months to decide what I'm going to do, but I'm trying to not get crazy about this now.
Julia, how many times have you renewed your visa so far?
I did a first visa. I took a first visa to come here doing 8 months when I was about to finish. When my time was about to finish, I asked to renew my visa. So why to I don't have to renew my visa again because of my course. So my course is to takes 2 years to be completed, but I have a friend, so she's doing the same course as me, and she
Mhm.
applied to this course and graduation. So her visa is quite long. So each person has different story about visas. So yeah, and the other friend has applied for the same course as me. She's in the fourth visa. So it's different.
But the chances of being able to renew the visas are high, right? The chances of
Yeah,
getting
yeah. You just have to explain to them why are you choosing this course and for how long do you want to stay here and what is your plan after the course.
Mhm.
So what do you want to do after this? And Yeah, you have to explain them and to tell your story and show them, I mean the immigration department,
Okay.
the reasons.
Julie, let me ask you now something different. In relation to cultural shock, cultural differences, what would you say are the most pronounced ones between Australian and Brazilians? I mean, between Australia and Brazil.
For me, as a good eater person, the most different thing is about the food. For I think us in Brazil, food is an important thing in our culture.
Yep.
We always are eating around. Oh, we eating around is good. We are always around the table eating with our friends, with our family, and this is it's an important thing in our week. But here they okay, food is something that you need so you can have, but it's not as important for us as is for us. It is for us.
Mhm.
And okay, let's. The food is completely different here, and they are so simple about food. We like to make different dishes. We like to invite our friends to eat with us.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and they don't. Not that they don't like it, but for them it's not a big thing.
Mhm.
They gather together to do lots of things, and you have to have food because you are going to get hungry. But just
Mhm.
because you're going to get hungry, not oh, come here, I want to make a lasagna for you. No, no, don't expect this here. If you're coming here to try beautiful meals, don't come to Australia. Sorry. But it's funny because Australia is a multicultural country. We
Mhm.
have lots of immigrants here.
Yep.
We can try a different kind of meals as well. Like I know that I'm going to another point, but I'm going back to the culture once 1 second. Yeah, so we can try different kind of food here. So Indian food, Korean food, Japanese food, different Japanese food. Uh, yes, lots of kinds of food. And it's okay about culture. They are friendly as us, okay?
Mhm.
They have good intentions, but
Mhm.
our hospitality is not the same as here. So they are not as hospitable as we are. Even they are friendly, okay?
Okay.
It's two things, two different things. They have really good lifestyle. They used to do lots and lots of sports
Mm.
since really small child. Like
Mhm.
even in childcare centers, they are introducing some sports in the service. So at the service, so it's good. And a childcare service, just to make it clear, is before you get to school. Before you go to school, like under five, under six. So it used to be under 5 years old. You go to the
Mhm.
childcare service, and they are including sports in this service as well. And in the schools, they are always practicing some sports. And in adult life, it's hard to see someone that's not doing like not practicing something. It's beautiful to see how they love the nature. It's good,
Uh-huh.
like it's a similarity in Brazil, and they love camping. Love camping.
Mm.
Yes, it's beautiful how they love to like, like food for us. It's camping for them. Yeah, basically that.
Okay, interesting. So, Julie, what would you say to someone who is thinking about moving to Australia but still uncertain?
Ah, Good question. Another perfect question. Improve your English. Not just because you need it here,
Okay.
but because in Brazil we have lots of opportunities and we used to miss these opportunities like me. So don't do like me. I used to be a student, like a student of Thiago, who is talking with me now. I used to be like a student at Glasgow School. I love this school. I love the teachers. It's not because I'm talking with Thiago. He knows that since ever. But don't mock around your class. Don't mock around your opportunities that you have. And English is something essentially nowadays. And you cannot lose this opportunity to learn and to improve your English. So when you are thinking to come to Australia, you have time. No one's coming now. We cannot. You even if you want to come to Australia now, you cannot come now because of COVID thing. So you have few months to be able to come here. At this time, improve your English. What's your favorite series in English and also without subtitles? If you have already like watched some movies or some series more than once, please the next time watch in English, and if you cannot watch just in English, put the subtitle in English, and we are going to make this more common to your brain. So if
Mhm.
you are going to learn, even you are like what, but you already know what they are going to say, so you can get the context for your memory and also from the English. So don't worry, try and keep practicing that and keep talking. We have lots of things helping us nowadays, including
Mhm.
this podcast.
Mhm.
So yeah, improve your English and don't be afraid to come here. Here it's a wonderful place to be. It's a wonderful experience and it's a fantastic change of your life. So, and if you are coming, just let me know, and I'm open to answer some questions, like more specific questions. Yes, I'm available to help as well. I'm not working with this, just to be clear, but I love helping people, and it's a pleasure to show how beautiful is this country and how beautiful is these people. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Julie, thank you so much. So, if anyone has any question, just write it in the comment section in the blog, and then I'll send the question to Julie. All right?
If you want to know more about Australia, search. We have plenty of things in YouTube. Uh, just Google it. You will see
Yeah.
lots of information there. And keep working on in your English, as I said before, and trust in you. Don't be like shy to take the risk.
Very, very good. Thank you so much, Julie. Thanks a lot. And of course, I still haven't been to Australia, but who knows in the following years, and then I'm gonna go there and visit you.
Yes, please come here. So it's a good thing. So I have to wait my friends here. So it's a good reason to stay in Australia to wait my friends.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so thanks a lot, Julia.
I was going to say congratulations to these things that you're doing here. It's amazing, and it's already helping me as well. Like
Oh,
the music, the playlist that you put in Spotify,
uh-huh.
and I
Uh-huh.
love it. It's so good. I was feeling back in Glasgow, listening them, and so good.
And so have a good night.
Yes, have a good day.
Thanks a
By the
lot.
way, I had to ask you something.
Uh,
How is my accent?
your accent is Australian, I would say. Because back here, we don't focus on American, British, or Australian, right? So it's kind of neutral English, but now it's pretty Australian. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like sometimes I cannot make the see the difference because
Uh-huh.
it's too normal for me.
Yeah, because you're there now.
Yeah. And like I said before, we have people from everywhere here.
Uh-huh.
And I met a lady in this week. She's from California. And
Mm.
she was asking me lots of questions about America, like all the continent. And I was like googling, like, what? Sorry, not googling, was
Stuttering.
stuttering. And I was, what? Like, I couldn't, I noticed that she is from California because sometimes we are not pay attention on the accents, just
Uh-huh.
talking English and try to understand
Uh-huh.
everyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, Julie.
That's
So
good.
see you around.
See you. Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.
Thanks for listening. You can send me suggestions on Twitter, Instagram, or by voice message. Also, follow us on your favorite streaming platform to check out for the next episode. On ingleseverywherepodcast.wordpress.com, you can have some further information about our show episodes, including transcripts. See ya!